All right, we'll go on the record in the Samard Hamilton matter. Both parties are present. This is case number 022397. Are there any preliminary matters to take up before we commence with testimony? Dr. Smart?
I did want to...
Oh, can you move the microphone closer to you? Thank you.
I did want to request that we release the witnesses as early as possible this morning because they were called late, irrelevant, or either already heard.
Okay.
And it's in subpoenaing those individuals, it was a violation of the restraining order with their personal contact information.
Okay, thank you. Was that the only issue you wanted to bring up?
Just preliminarily, yes.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you. Mr. Hamilton, any preliminary issues to take up? Oh, before I go any further, we are recording? Okay, we are recording the proceedings because there was no court reporter available. So go ahead, sir.
Okay, so objection to petitioner's assertion that the witnesses have been heard from before. Also objection to petitioner's objection regarding the witnesses being subpoenaed late. The respondent did file his witness list and request for subpoenas.
Well, sir, this trial started many months ago. There was no witness list filed at that time.
It was.
So let me inquire, Madam Clerk, how many appearances? How many times? So this is the third day of trial, and I want to make a statement. So there's been so many pauses in between questions, and there's at least 5 minutes in between a questions. And on 3 days of trial, this really could have been compressed in one. So what I'm saying is, I have not heard much relevant testimony in this case. So I pride myself on giving litigants their day in court. I recognize that both of you at this time are representing yourselves. Dr. Samard started off representing herself. Mr. Beeman came in for a short period of time. He's now no longer on the case, so that's why I make the statement that both of you are currently representing yourselves. But I've given you a lot of time to cross-examine Dr. Samard. In between that cross-examination, I haven't heard many relevant questions nor any relevant answers. Of course, the answers are predicated on the question. So there's to be no more testimony about the exam because the exam is not relevant towards what you are accused of doing. So having said that, let's get into your witnesses. I have a witness list that you filed ex parte on August 14. Do you have that witness list, Dr. Smart?
I do.
Okay. I don't know what witnesses are here that are on this list. Can you tell me what witnesses are here that are on this list?
We have Daniel, I don't know how to say his last name, Faubert or Faubert.
Okay. I have that DANIELFAUBERT.
Yes.
The offer of proof is that he was present on April 26, 2023 and August 2, 2023.
Correct.
To contradict Jill Davis' perjured testimony. So to contradict Jill Davis' testimony on what aspect?
On my conduct at the office.
Which conduct?
Jill Davies.
No, I don't want to know what Jill Davies said. I want to know what Mr. Faubert is going to come tell me that you say will contradict Jill Davies' testimony.
What is he going to say?
Yes.
I'm supposed to know what he's going to say in his mind?
Well, you're the one that subpoenaed him, sir. So you put that your offer of proof is that he's going to contradict Jill Davies' testimony. Well, what is he going to contradict?
Well, so first of all, I did not file an ex parte a witness list. That was a requirement.
You did file an ex parte witness list because we had a short hearing by which I addressed the fact that you wanted me to subpoena these people and sign a subpoena. I then told you, no, you can do your own subpoena and have the court sign. So we're past that. I want to know what Mr. Faubert is going to tell the court in terms of what Jill Davies told the court. What is he going to contradict?
My conduct during that day, that I was not angry, as she said, that I was not out, that I was, and not only that that I returned a half an hour later, and I was equally calm, speaking in the same soft tone I am now.
Okay. On what day? Let me turn to Ms. Davies' testimony. So just bear with me, both bear with me for a moment. You're saying April 26th and August 2, correct?
He was present on 4/26. He's alleged to be an X-ray technician and appears not to have any X-ray technician credential. He was at the exam on the day of April 26th, the day that.
I object. He wasn't there
No,
in
wait,
the exam.
hold on.
On the day of the exam, he was at the clinic.
Okay, so he's going to testify about your conduct after the exam? Essentially is what you're saying?
Well, he convinced me to have an X-ray at Dr. Samard's behest. An X-ray exam that was not consensual.
Okay, well, I don't see how that's relevant, so I won't hear from him. How about
But
Jill
also,
Davies? Sir, no.
also August the 2nd. He was present on August the 2nd, the day that when I returned for the follow-up exam, for the follow-up visit on August the 2nd at Dr. Samard's behest. Jill Davies testified that I was angry. While Dr. Samard was 9 months pregnant, she's testifying that my conduct was a person who was angry. Daniel Fobert was there, and I was not angry. So,
I object. Daniel was not in the room when we discussed with Mr. Hamilton, and I object to the relevance of me being pregnant at the time.
Well, hold on. Where was Mr. Fobert? In what aspect was he able to see you? Was he in the office? Did he encounter you? Did he speak to you?
Correct. So
On August 2nd?
On August the 2nd, I first arrived at Dr. Samard's behest for the so-called review.
No, I'm not asking why you were there. Just tell me how he could have seen you.
There were 2 occasions. I was present on premises 2 occasions within about 30 minutes. So I came initially at Dr. Samard's behest. Then I left because the way that
I'm not asking
I
you
left.
how
Okay,
everything
I
went down.
left.
I just want to know where Mr. Fobert was that he could have seen and interacted with you.
I came back, and that is when I saw Mr. Fobert, and he handed me a DVD for this abnormal chest X-ray. And I was extremely calm, despite being extremely upset. So the characterization of...
Well, that's argument. So I just wanted to know the answer to my question, and you provided me the answer to your question. But I'm going to not hear from Mr. Fobert because it's not relevant. The timing is different. So I'm going to go to Jill Davies now. What are you expecting her to testify about?
She has testified...
Well, actually, firstly, did you subpoena Jill Davies for today?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
She has testified that she was the so-called chaperone in the room. She was not.
Well, I know what she's testified about. I want to know what you think, why you subpoenaed her. What is she going to tell me?
It goes to impeachment of the petitioner, Your Honor.
Of what aspect?
Okay, so number one, I've already filed 4 OSCs for contempt, for criminal contempt in this case.
Well, sir, I'm asking what you expect Jill Davies to come testify about.
Okay, so Jill Davies was so Jill Davies testified on June the 11th that I was so-called angry. However, between when I was present on premise on August the 2nd for the appointment that Dr. Simard had called me there for, it was only Dr. Simard and Jill Davies in the room. And it was Jill Davies.
Okay, she already testified about this. Why did you subpoena her again? Meaning, what do you expect she's going to tell me?
And it was Jill Davies who volunteered the name Matute, last name Matute, of the other.
So is she testifying about the exam?
No.
So what is she here to testify about?
As I said, 30 minutes elapsed. I left without.
Sir, you're telling me what happened. I want to know what she's going to tell me. Why did you subpoena her?
It's relevant because when I came back 30 minutes later, she then introduced me to Sheila Matute in an effort to smooth over my feelings. But so she's testifying that I was somehow aggressive, that I was somehow unruly. I wasn't, and you're not allowing Daniel Fulbert to testify, and he can testify to that. I was not unruly or intimidating to a 9-month pregnant woman.
Okay, so I'm not going to hear from Jill Davies either. Did you
Jill
subpoena?
Davies has also lied on the stand that she was
Sir,
in the room.
I just finished my sentence. I'm moving on to Lee Hodge. Did you subpoena Lee Hodge?
I did.
What is Mr. Hodge here to tell me about?
He would have impeached both the petitioner and and Jill Davies about the exam, which you are not allowing, which is the crucial thing about being molested, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not allowing any testimony about the exam because it is not relevant towards what Dr. Simard is saying, your actions, what you did to lead us here. So if Mr. Hodge is going to tell me what you wrote in your brief, is that he's going to contradict Dr. Simard's testimony about standard exam procedure.
Correct.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay, so I will not hear from Mr. Hodge. Mackenzie Ammer, you wrote that Mackenzie Ammer is going to be subpoenaed to testify about standard exam procedure. Anything else? Well, first of all, did you subpoena, I don't know if this is
I did.
Ms.
She
or
was not
Mr.
successfully served.
Okay. Did you subpoena Mr. Simard?
I did.
Okay. So it looks like, again on my list, that you're saying he was an eyewitness to conduct at the store? I'm assuming it's a store.
Well, so Dr. Simard has.
No, I'm asking you not about Dr. Simard. What is Mr. Simard here to testify about?
About the exchange in approximately November of 2022, 6 months before the exam.
Can I ask a question
No.
of relevance? No.
Objection.
Well, just let me hear from him first. Well, I will hear from Mr.
So
Hamilton first.
it's relevant because, number one, Mr. Simard was present. I was an eyewitness to that. And
An eyewitness to what?
to him being present in the Trader Joe's parking lot with their 4 children. So the petitioner has lied about that. Has lied about his presence at the Trader Joe's parking lot.
Okay,
6
I
months
may hear from Mr. Simard. So
Also,
Okay.
so this is germane because even if things happened the way that Dr. Simard suggests, that was not an event because it was outside the clinic, was not subject to HIPAA. So she was free to talk to her husband about any events outside the clinic. And if she was so disturbed, why did they not enact a plan then to send me a letter of dismissal?
well, you're providing me argument.
Well,
So
you're asking me.
no, listen to me. I may hear from Mr. Simard. Okay, so I'm not excluding his testimony. Dr. Michelle Gosey?
She was subpoenaed but avoided service.
Well, what did you subpoena her for?
Well, Dr. Samard has alleged that she was subject to certain policies and procedures, and that by virtue of the Prozac, that I was supposedly volunteering for testicle exams in front of another female.
Can I object to this one? I've only met Dr. Michelle Gauss
No,
once.
No, let me just go through this. Okay, I mean, you can object, but I'm going through this with him. Okay, so that is not relevant, so I will not hear from Dr. Gosey. Dr. Nilufar Give, what you wrote here in the offer of proof was that that doctor is going to testify about standard procedures. Anything else?
Well, she can testify to what kind of a patient I was. Was I compliant or was I combative?
All right, so that's not relevant, so I will not hear from Dr. Give. Rebecca Pulido, what you wrote here was about testimony about standard exam procedure.
Again, Dr. Samard has lied about all that. So,
All right, so not relevant. Dr. Robert Gosey, what you wrote here was will testify about standard procedures.
whether or not a man has to be fondled by a female doctor against his will without a male chaperone.
Not relevant, excluded. Sheila Matute says that your offer of proof is that Ms. Matute was present on April 26th and August 2.
She was she contrary, so on April 26th, she was the medical assistant in the room who they never left the room, contrary to what Dr. Samard said. They never, she was at the beginning, she was there from the beginning until the end. Okay, so she was there until at Fort, the important thing is how these Jill Davies and Sheila Matute do not look anything alike. And I 100% know that it was Sheila Matute in the exam room, contrary to what the petitioner and her chief witness have testified to. So that is perjury. Secondly, when I returned when I was there on August the 2nd, I came back, I was calm but upset. And there's a difference between being upset and being combative. The person can be quietly upset, and that's what I was. So I returned to get the prescription filled, and that is when Jill Davies introduced me of her own volition to Sheila Matute. This contradicts the notion that the testimony that Jill Davies gave, that I was angry, that I was a threat. I was upset, but not a threat. And I was cordial and deferential. And then the court can also see that these two individuals, these two female individuals, do not resemble each other. They resemble each other in a broad sense.
So stop, sir. You're giving me argument. So I may hear eventually from Ms. Matute, so she won't be excused. The next page contains sheriffs. Did you subpoena any of these sheriffs?
No, because the waiver was not signed.
Okay. So is there anybody else that you know is present that you subpoenaed that I've not mentioned already?
Well, I strongly object to you not hearing from Daniel Fobert, because he did see me present on August the 2nd. Mm-hmm. I was very calm, like I am now. Mm-hmm. So there's, like I said, there is a difference between being upset about something and calm, and upset about something and combative. And so the petitioner has tried to frame my conduct.
Okay,
as-
so I will briefly hear from Fobert on that issue.
Thank you.
So those are the only three, Mr. Samard, Ms. Matute, Mr. Fobert.
Yes.
Everybody else will be excused. Deputy, I don't know who's really here, but if you can go outside and tell them that everybody's excused except for Dr. Samard's husband, Mark, Ms. Matute, and Mr. Fobert.
Matute and Fobert are the only ones along with.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so there's not going to be any testimony about the exam or further questions about the exam because that is not relevant. So can both of you stand up, raise your right hand to be sworn, please?
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you may give in the matter now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Dr. Samard, can you again resume the witness stand?
Yes.
Thank you. If you need to take notes or anything with you, go ahead. Can you just tell us your name? No need to spell it.
Tammy Samard. And spell it?
No.
No.
Dr. Smart, can you be sure to talk into the microphone?
Yes.
There's water there if you need it.
Thank you.
If you get asked a question and you don't understand it, please let us know.
Okay.
And if you hear the word objection, don't answer, so
Okay.
I can make a ruling on the objection. Okay? All right. Mr. Hamilton, I'll give you 30 more minutes. You can proceed.
Okay. Dr. Samard, as we've covered, you did your residency at the Conejo Medical Center, is that correct? I'm sorry, the Conejo, what is the actual name of the company? Where did you register?
Why is that relevant, sir?
I want to get to this. Dr. Samard's allegation is that somehow I am enamored with her. And the relevance here is that between Dr. Samard and her husband, what standing policies did they have should some male or some other patient develop some kind of liking towards her or be inappropriate with her? What were their standing agreements?
That's not relevant, and she's not, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So your next question? Your question was about where she did her residency. That has nothing to do with what you just told me the offer of proof was. So next question.
After Dr. Samard, once again, was your husband present at the Trader Joe's parking lot, yes or no?
He was not with me entering the store with my 2 children.
Was he present with you were you exiting the store with your husband on that date with your 4 children?
No. I was entering the store with 2 children when I ran into you.
Who was the man who was who was by your children?
I don't know who you're referring to.
Were you terribly upset about what happened that day between me and you?
No, by that day, are you still referring to the Trader Joe's?
The Trader
Okay.
Joe's incident.
Thank you, sir.
I was disturbed, and it was part of a pattern that happened in the future of disturbing comments and unsolicited comments from a male patient. That was the early of many disturbing interactions with you.
And subsequent to that exchange in the parking lot, not subject to HIPAA, did you discuss what to do about that with your husband?
You're asking her what course of action, whether she had a conversation with her husband about what she wanted to do?
Yes.
Why is that relevant?
Well, suppose according to Dr. Samard, she's saying that I'm essentially sexually harassing her.
Okay, you can answer.
I don't recall a conversation with my husband, but as I mentioned, it was part of a pattern, and that was one of the early incidents where I can look back and say, okay, this was odd and inappropriate. It's more the repetitive actions after the fact that brought that memory to light.
January the 11th, I came to your office. Why did you, if this was a pattern that you found disturbing, when I came on January 11th to your office, why did you not discharge me again for this pattern?
What year, sir?
On January 11th, 2023, you cut off my prescription, and in order to get my prescription refilled, I came to your office. During that conversation.
Well, sir, you're testifying. Just ask her the question.
Okay. January the 11th to January the 11th was about 3 months before the ill-fated exam. Given your testimony just now about my alleged conduct or misconduct, why did you not discharge me then?
I think everyone deserves a benefit of the doubt, and I don't think the pattern had been fully established at that point.
But there was a concern in your mind that I was some sort of threat.
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Was the pattern established or not established, Dr. Samard?
Pattern requires multiple recurring events,
So
and
we
at that point there hadn't been multiple recurring events.
So we have November 22nd, November of 2022, and then we have January of 2003. Those are 2 events. Did you discuss discharging me as your patient after the January?
No.
Why not?
As I said, pattern requires multiple concerning interactions, and a pattern hadn't been established at that point.
Dr. Samard, in your petition, you included statements about HIV as prior harassment, correct?
I don't have my data in front of me.
Dr. Smart, do you have your petition with you? I know I'm looking at your council table. It looks like there's a lot of paperwork.
So that's all paperwork from Mr. Hamilton. My
Oh.
paperwork is in a folder on the chair. I can grab
Sure,
that.
sure, that's fine. And Mr. Hamilton, can you direct us to a particular page?
Oh, it's under her prior harassment, Your Honor.
I don't think we have it in here. Do you have your petition, doctor? Just let me know when you're ready.
Are you meaning my initial petition?
Yes. Correct.
It's in a different folder.
Sure, no problem. Just go ahead and get it. Oh, thank you. Okay, were you able to get your petition?
So attachment MC-025,
Thank you, sir.
page 2 of
I
16.
apologize. I don't know which one it is.
Page 2 of 16, I have it here.
Mr. Hamilton, can you give that to Deputy Mendoza, and then he'll show it to Dr. Samard and then give it back to you so she can get on the right page?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you can go ahead and ask your question.
You never presented any evidence to the fact that I actually used HIV or bombarded you about calls about HIV or emails about HIV. Is that correct? Do you have any evidence that supports this statement under oath that a conversation from me about HIV constituted harassment?
It was a part of a larger set of emails that were sent that were irrelevant to the case at hand. Hundreds of pages in that first.
Objection.
Well,
I'm speaking specifically about
well,
HIV.
hold on. She didn't finish her answer, so go ahead and finish your answer, Dr. Smart.
So you had sent emails referencing your concerns about HIV.
When?
Well, hold on. I'm not sure she was done. So tell me whether you were finished.
Yeah, I wasn't
Okay.
finished. So the HIV comments were examples of the multiple pages of email that you sent that were unhinged and not relevant to the case at hand. You would
What do you
send
mean by the case at hand?
to our doctor-patient relationship.
Okay, so you took a picture, you ordered an x-ray, correct?
Well, why is that relevant?
Well, it's relevant because what happened was, what is relevant because the chain of events that Dr. Samard set in motion by taking my x-ray and then ordering me back for this chest x-ray actually had a downstream effect where I went to a pulmonologist. She was going to send me to a pulmonologist, and when I got to the pulmonologist, then they asked me what was my HIV status. So it was 100% relevant.
It's not relevant. Next question.
Well, it's not. It's relevant it's a relevant question to.
Well, sorry, I just said it's not relevant. So your next question, please.
Does it constitute harassment, Your Honor?
Well, so your next question.
What evidence does the doctor have that the discussion of HIV? What evidence does she have that supports that? That's the question.
That supports what?
That supports her allegation that that doctor-patient discussion of HIV constituted harassment.
Okay. All right. You can answer.
So it wasn't the HIV discussion that was harassing, it was the hundreds of pages of emails, or it felt like hundreds of pages of emails that were sent stating we didn't have consent to do the exam, and on the same page stating you'd like to come back and have your testicles examined. And then the next page or pages thereafter stating you were concerned about HIV, and then additional pages stating you were having thoughts of suicide. So it was the bombardment of inconsistent, erratic emails
Simard.
without in-person
wait, she's-
visits that were requested multiple times over, thus not allowing us to provide you adequate response and medical care, because we cannot give medical care over emails.
But you don't have any specific dates for this bombardment.
In the exhibits that you filed, there are multiple emails that show your inconsistency and the irrelevant and erratic nature of your emails.
Am I able to start introducing evidence, Your Honor?
No. Not at this time.
Dr. Simard, when you discharged me as your patient, did you send me the letter of dismissal through certified mail?
The office generally sends patient discharge letter via certified mail.
And you made no attempt. Did you make any attempt when you got any email that you did not like? Did you make any attempt to send me a cease and desist letter?
I don't understand the question.
In August, around August the 9th, did you send me, with your signature, a letter dismissing me as your patient?
The office sends letters to discharge patients via certified mail.
Did you send this letter?
I did not. The office sends letters to discharge patients.
Did you sign this letter?
Yes.
Okay, so they sent the letter at your behest.
Yes.
Okay. When you got the first email that you did not like, why did you not send, or did you send any kind of cease and desist letter?
We always attempt to address patients' concerns by requesting they come to the office so we can have a discussion. It was difficult in this case because you continually canceled or rescheduled appointments, so we were not able to speak with you in person, yet the emails kept coming. So you wanted to speak at us but not with us regarding your concerns. Thus, we had no option to come to a conclusion, hence we are here today.
Dr. Simard, does it advertise on your website that you speak with patients through text and email?
Are you researching my website?
Well, that's not the question. You You can only ask a question if you're clarifying a question that's asked of you.
Okay.
Okay. So, wait, hold on. Did you understand the question?
Not particularly.
Yeah, that's fine. Can you re-ask the question, Mr. Hamilton?
Okay. On your website, you just testified that you do not consult with patients via text and email, or text or email. On your website, do you offer a service that says text, email, and phone access to your doctor?
Well, I don't think she said she doesn't contact patients through or talk to patients through text or email. She said she doesn't give medical advice through text or email.
Did you respond to any of my emails in writing?
Those emails were sent to the office email address, and I do not access the office email address and respond via that email.
So, to recap, there is one email address for this fictitious business entity, Conejo Medical Center. Is that correct? It's a single email that goes to all the doctors there?
The email did not come to me as an employee of Conejo Medical Center. I did not have access to that email.
Okay, so any emails that came through did not go to you?
I did not have access to the email account. If an email was relevant or needed a physician's attention, they would print it and bring it to me.
Were you the only person addressed in the emails?
I believe Jill was addressed as the person contacted in emails that were sent.
So you're not being targeted for the response then, is that correct?
I don't understand that question.
Well, you've alleged that you were the target of harassment through email. Now it appears you're saying that you don't have direct access to that email.
What is the question?
Do you have direct access? You just answered do you have direct access to that email?
I do not have log-on access to Conejo Medical's email account. I have access by the office staff bringing me relevant emails. Just like they would bring me relevant faxes, but I don't make the faxes myself.
The email of July the 11th, the email of July the 11th, 2023, that you describe as, in your police report, to Deputy Bennett as the first abnormal email. Was that directed to you or was that directed to Jill?
I don't recall.
Okay.
You have 10 more minutes left, sir.
Dr. Simard, as far as the alleged suicide intervention that you mentioned on June the 11th, who did you contact?
I contacted multiple people. I do not remember who exactly was contacted. I do not have access to your chart. We did try to contact your listed phone number, your emergency contact.
When you say we, who specifically do you mean we?
Myself and Jill Davies.
And you have no records of that?
As I said, I don't have access to your chart, so I don't have the records of that currently.
On June the 11th, your witness, Jill Davies, testified that I was the only patient who had ever gone bad on you. And So of all the patients that have gone bad and that you invoked suicide intervention on, how many has that been? Just me?
Well, sir, that's not relevant. So next question.
Dr. Samard, when on January 16th, I asked you if the reason you if I asked you if hiring Mr. Beeman as an attorney was sage advice, and to that you responded, "I'm still afraid of you." Now you have discharged Mr.
Well,
Beeman.
what's your question, sir?
Now you have no attorney. Has your fear gone down because you have no attorney?
No, my fear has only increased because of all of the harassing documentation that I've been receiving from you and the surveillance that you have been doing on me and my colleagues and family.
What surveillance are you referring to?
I'm referring to contacting me at my home address, listing my home address and personal cell phone number on subpoenas and motions served to me.
Dr. Samard, did you sign a substitution of attorney with your former attorney?
I did, and on the substitution of attorney was listed my office address, which you also served, in addition to my home address.
When you left, did you leave the practice of 3180 Willow?
I did.
Okay. And you failed to notify the court at that time?
At
Well,
that time,
sir,
you
sir,
were...
She's not required to tell the court where she works. So next question.
You left no forwarding address for any emails, for any mail that you were to receive?
That was to be served to either my lawyer or my new address listed on my substitution of attorney.
Did you specify that?
I'm not sure what you're asking about.
Well, Dr. Samard, for a doctor, what is an NPI number?
It's a national provider identification.
Okay, and is your address publicly listed under a Google search for that NPI number?
Are you Google searching me?
Well, sir, ma'am, that's not the question. So
I apologize. I don't know what's listed on the NPI database.
Well,
next question, sir.
whatever address is here is...
Oh, next question. 10 minutes.
Dr. Samard, one of the addresses that you listed or that Mr. Beeman served for the substitution of attorney was 401 North Moore Park Road. Are you familiar with that?
Not 401 North Moore Park.
Well, if it is there, are you aware of it?
I don't know the address 401 North Moore Park Road.
Okay. Here is the substitution of attorney. There were 3 of them. I'll just show one, Your Honor. Substitution of attorney.
Thank you.
One of the addresses, 401.
That is under the name of the person being served. Blackstone Hamilton as one of your listed addresses.
One of the addresses that you list, that your attorney listed.
Well, sir, why is this relevant?
Well, Dr. Samard testified. Is your work now is 309 South Moore Park Road, correct?
Correct?
So between where you were at 3180 Willow Lane to 309 Moore Park Road, the same road as that, you were now moving by foot 1 hour closer. So in what way would you testified that you had moved your offices out of fear of me?
What's
Yet
the
you moved-
question?
Pardon?
Can you ask your question, sir?
Okay. Why would you move closer to the person you were afraid of?
I had closed this office for 6 months because of my fear of you. But I have 5 children I'm responsible for, and I needed to continue working.
So you moved closer to me.
So I reopened the office that I've had for over a year and resumed my practice.
$15 closer, 1 hour closer by walking to me.
Sir, this is not your opportunity just to make statements. If you have questions, ask them, and you have 5 minutes left.
When you identified a pattern, you never once attempted to send a cease and desist letter, correct?
No, we attempted to communicate with you.
What date?
Multiple dates in 2023. We tried to schedule you appointments.
Okay. I'm talking specifically about when you felt the communication had gone off the rails. What date was that?
I don't have a specific date.
So I'm trying to get clear. I'm trying to get clear when you were treating me as a patient still, as opposed to the time that it kind of flipped in your mind. And at the time that it flipped in your mind, did you send a letter? Did you send a cease and desist letter?
I don't believe so. I don't know what a cease and desist letter is.
Well, stop bothering me. Or did you send a written like you send a communication when you don't want me to be your patient? Why was it not so important to send a communication in writing?
In medicine, we generally send a discharge of patient letter if we are no longer able to provide medical care. Cease and desist letters, I am not aware of that. Maybe that's used in other areas of business.
August the 11th is your letter of dismissal. We've covered that. But insofar as you coming to court and asking the court for protection, did you ever attempt? First of all, the emails you say all came through Conejo Medical Center, which you don't have control over.
I've already answered that.
Okay, so why did you not just order them to block sender?
Three minutes.
Dr. Samard, you have part of your petition has been about not posting anything about you. Were you aware of the 2 Yelp reviews of August the 29th and March the 5th?
I am now aware of those, yes.
Were you, so did you ever file any defamation lawsuits against me?
I did not.
And why not?
I want my family and colleagues and myself to be safe. I don't want to be punitive with other people.
And did I not ask, prior to this, to all of this unraveling, did I not give you multiple opportunities to apologize for your conduct?
Well, that's not relevant. So next question, and you have 2 minutes.
Have you tried to enforce this restraining order at any time since it went into effect?
I don't understand that
what-
question.
Have you gone to
What do you mean by tried to enforce?
Have you gone to the police saying Mr. Hamilton is violating the restraining order? Please have him arrested.
I have spoken with the police about your conduct and about your sexually explicit and violent appearing YouTube screenshots of your pornographic searches as harassment that has continued through this litigation, through your own motions and exhibits.
Objection.
When I
She's
have
answering the question.
when I have
Overruled.
time to voice my concerns, I will bring up with the judge my concerns, which I haven't had time to contact law enforcement because I was served all of these paperwork except for the last 2 within the past week.
On what date did
1
you...
minute, sir.
If you ever went to the police in trying to enforce this restraining order, what date did you do that and what did they say?
I don't remember the date specifically, but the officer came to the medical practice and took my statements.
Approximately when you're...
Well, she's still answering the question, so go ahead. Last thing I wrote.
Approximately twice, and most likely 2024, but I'm not sure of the dates.
Okay, time's up. So I have a few questions for you, Dr. Samard.
Yes.
What effect have the defendant's alleged actions had on you?
Objection on alleged actions because now the petitioner is saying that serving her with papers is amounting to harassment when they are legal papers, Your Honor. So-
Overruled. You can answer. So the question was, what effect have all
So there
have
has
all of
it.
all of his actions had on you?
There has been multiple layers of effect on me from a business standpoint, from a personal safety standpoint, and from a financial standpoint. So initially, it was a safety concern where Mr. Hamilton was bombarding us with emails, showing up at the office in an agitated state. Once we filed the restraining order, it became punitive. He was retaliating against me and continuing to try to harass me via court documentations. As I mentioned, the pornographic images that he researched on YouTube and shared
Objection.
with us.
Objection.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's your objection?
What pornographic image on YouTube?
Well, no, she's answering the question, so that is not a valid objection. So I want to take you back because I've been taking notes this whole time. So last thing I got was there was a safety concern with bombardment and of emails and him showing up at the office agitated.
Yes, the
and
emails
then pornographic images sent.
sent via court documentation.
Okay.
When?
Sent in court documentation.
It's in the exhibits.
Okay. What exhibit are you referencing?
It is Exhibit 12 and 13 from 7/2.
Do you have Are they attached to your petition?
They're attached, he sent them in.
These are exhibits that Mr. Hamilton gave to you.
He served me with these exhibits, yes, and he filed them with the court.
Do you happen to know the date or the filing stamp?
7/2/24, number
Thank you.
13 and 14.
Do you have those?
7-1.
Okay, so don't continue with your answer yet. Nobody talk. I need to look at that. Thank you.
July the 1st.
You haven't marked any exhibits, have you?
July.
I
It's
don't
July.
have,
July.
I can get
July.
mine
July
if you'd
1,
like.
Your Honor.
I don't have anything marked 12 or
Let me pass you for paper.
13 that looks like what you're describing. Well, you didn't really describe it, or what you said.
It was in Mr. Hamilton's exhibits
Yes, I understand that. And
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to look for.
from July. And I can show you in the paperwork I have.
Oh, that's
If
fine.
you'd like.
Yes,
Need it.
thank you. So, just so everybody knows, if something's filed with the court, that does not mean it's admitted. It just means you filed it with the court. Does it mean the court considers it? Not necessarily, till you ask me to. Oh, yeah, just hand it to Deputy Mendoza.
Was that part of it, or?
No, this is just my own
Sure, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm looking at something that says Exhibit 12.
And there's a
it-
few pages after.
On the top, I'm just going to describe it for the record. On the top, it says intrusive thoughts. Does Simard molest the respondent for group sex parties with her husband? Respondent is not interested. Rebuffs the advance, i.e. sexual harassment. Naughty married woman, 1. Naughty married woman teaches her husband to allow himself to be bisexual. 2. Babe sharing bisexual boyfriend with BJ's and anal sex. 3. Babe shares bisexual boyfriend in trail before cum shot. 4. Girlfriend sharing bisexual dick in this erotic threesome. 5. Babe sucks bisexual boyfriend as he cock rides in threesome, and there's all pictures of all those various acts depicted. So you're saying that Mr. Hamilton sent you that?
There's another one.
Oh, okay, there's another
Exhibit
one.
13.
Exhibit 13. Okay, I didn't know where that was. Exhibit 13, or something that's marked Exhibit 13, says, intrusive thoughts. Does Simard molest the respondent as part of grooming process? Respondent is not interested. Rebuffs the advance, i.e. sexual harassment. 1. Nurses blowing CFNM cock in group nomination. 2. Femdom cayenne Klein makes patient come. 3. Cock hungry nurse babes share blowjob, and then pictures of the same.
And I believe there's one more page
One more.
behind that of screenshots.
Okay. This is also marked Exhibit 13, intrusive thoughts, medical porn. 1. Patricia Medical Sado, SADO, medical practices. 2. Rehabilitation web. 3. Chick drinks cum through a straw from his cock. 4. BDSM urethral penetration, then cum. 5. Catheter play. And there's pictures of all of the same.
And is that the last page? There should be about 40 plus pictures.
And then there's something called Pretty Close to What Samar Did on April 26, 2023. Student interns with Angel Ramirez, coming hard for the students. Watch entire film at guysgonegyno.com. And then there's pictures of the same. And there's just more exhibits and pornographic, in the court's opinion, pornographic images. Those are filed with the court. This is e-court. But what I'm going to have to do is Madam Clerk is going to have to order that. What date? What's the date on that?
July the
Deputy Mendoza?
1st.
That the July 1st filings are to be marked confidential, not to be read until further order of the court or the appellate court. Okay, so let's turn back to the question at hand. Let me just finish my note here. Okay. My original my question and still is what effect all of the alleged actions have had on you. You started off by saying, well, there's 3 prongs. There's the business, the personal, and the financial, and the safety. Actually, 4 prongs. Where we left off was the pornographic images because I had no idea what you were speaking of. So if you can continue your answer, please.
So the pornographic images that were sent via court filing, the harassing court filings, were very, very emotionally disturbing for my safety and those around me. And it showed a pattern of these concerning behaviors on Mr. Hamilton's part. He has continued to stalk and surveil me and my colleagues, and that is concerning for my safety in my own home.
Okay, so stop. What actions, if you can describe, are the stalking and the surveilling that you know of?
So based on the motions that I received via mail and the subpoenas that were completed, handwritten by Mr. Hamilton, containing my husband's home address, my cell phone number, which are not listed on my website or within the first few searches when you do look up my name on Google. There's also addresses listed for other individuals subpoenaed that are not office addresses, so I could presume they're personal locations for Robert Gauci, Michelle Gauci, and Daniel Faubert. So it shows to me that he is still researching, stalking, and trying to find our whereabouts. And now I know he knows where I live with my children. He knows where I work, which he has mentioned is very short walking distance to him. I had to close down my own personal office for 6 months due to fear of Mr. Hamilton, which cost me tens of thousands of dollars in business fees alone, not to mention the loss of work. I have spent 6 days in court trying to protect myself, my 5 sons, and my colleagues. And I continually get harassed with repetitive, irrelevant court motions and filings from him, and I am afraid this is going to continue in a retaliatory manner.
Okay. So my next question is going to be, what actions have you taken as a result of his alleged actions? So you described already closing your office for a period of 6 months. Anything else?
I have installed security cameras at my home and my office. My children avoid going to public places in our community that I think Mr. Hamilton might be at because it is a small community. I have been billed tens of thousands of dollars by an attorney trying to protect myself from an individual who is disturbing my life and my ability to make an income.
If you know, have there been any violations of the temporary restraining order?
I believe he violated the temporary restraining order because he's still harassing me through these court documents. They're irrelevant, they've been heard before, and they're disturbing images that are not relevant to the restraining order at hand. They seem to be meant to retaliate against me and to disturb me and to scare me. He has contacted me and other individuals listed in the restraining order at our personal or non-court listed addresses, and he has made actions to obtain personal locations and addresses, and those are all the 3 issues listed on the restraining order.
Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know in terms of your request for the restraining order that you have not already mentioned?
At this point, I would request that the court consider actions of, I'm trying to think of how to say it correctly, considering him a vexatious litigant, considering sanctions on his behavior and wasting of time of the court and of myself, and preventing further frivolous claims against me.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Hamilton, do you have any questions for Dr. Simard based on what she just told me, based on the questions I asked her?
As far as Daniel Faubert, am I saying his name correctly?
No.
How do you pronounce his name?
Daniel Faubert?
Daniel Faubert. At a certain point, he stopped being stopped being a colleague, correct?
Not relevant. Next question.
Well, she has said that I'm stalking her colleagues. He's not a colleague. So how is it not relevant, Your Honor?
Well, what she said was that you stalk and surveil her and the colleagues by ascertaining their addresses, etc. So
Is Daniel Faubert work in your clinic?
He does not work at my current clinic.
And then the restraining order says, does it not say that the person has to be at your clinic? Does it not?
It says protect party employees / colleagues in the medical practice.
In the medical practice, meaning which medical practice? Are you no longer at Conejo Medical Center?
I'm no longer at Conejo Medical Center.
And how long has it been since you were there?
why is that relevant, sir?
Well, because she's saying that people are covered by the restraining order and she does not even work there.
All right, so next question.
So, are you aware that I filed a civil lawsuit against you, Dr. Simard?
Why is that relevant?
Well, because I have a legal right to file papers against the
Whether she knows or doesn't know isn't relevant towards the question I have to decide, so you can move on to something else.
well, I have a constitutional right to pursue litigation.
Well, sir, next question.
As far as the pornographic images, those were not on YouTube, correct? Those were on a pornographic site?
I don't know what site they were on. I
Was
tried
it
not
you-
to look at them.
Why is it relevant where they were, sir? The fact of the matter is that you filed them.
Okay.
So it doesn't
Dr.
matter whether they're on YouTube, social media, or anything else. So next question.
But I only filed them through the court, correct, and served you a copy. Is that correct? I did not never send them to you directly, absent the court.
But it felt harassing through court paperwork and process.
Objection, non-responsive. Did I ever send you documents?
No, hold on. I need to make a ruling on the objection, and the objection is overruled. Next question.
Together with the packet of exhibits 1 through 30, did I also include proper medical? Did I include in as exhibit number 29 a clinical demonstration of a proper hernia exam?
All right, not relevant whether you filed that. So next question. I'll give
Was
you-
that harassing? Was Exhibit 11 a female medical student? Was that harassment?
Let me find it, please.
Do you have another question?
How many times have you personally witnessed me in person since this restraining order has gone into effect, not relevant to this case? In other words, I come here by virtue of the case, and in November of 2022,
What's your question?
we bumped into each other. Have you ever bumped into each other in the entire time that you sought this restraining order?
I've not seen you in person.
Did your husband ever see me in person?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
Do you discuss this case do you discuss your concerns with your husband?
Well, that's not relevant, sir. Next question.
So you've never seen me. Are you aware that 401 North Moore Park Road, where you attempted to serve this paper, is a Starbucks?
No.
2 more minutes, sir. And this is only supposed to be based on questions that I asked her.
Do you have any psychological or substantive medical bills or invoices to substantiate your heightened concern?
Well, that doesn't even make sense. What bills would substantiate her concern?
She's saying how she's so alarmed and did she suffer substantial psychological injury? Has Dr. Simard sought any professional counseling as far as that goes?
Well, that's a different question, so you can answer.
No.
And the same question for your children, specifically with respect to the alleged harassment.
Not
Have you-
relevant whether her kids are in counseling. So, all right, time's
Okay,
up.
Thank you.
Dr. Simard, you may return back to your counsel table. You can take all your belongings with you that are on the witness stand. And we're going to take a 15-minute recess. And I'm going to find that Dr. Simard has made a prima facie case for civil harassment pursuant to the Code of Civil Procedure, and then we'll switch on over to the defendant's presentation of his case. Okay?
Will I have time to ask Mr. Hamilton any questions?
Yes, certainly.
Thank you.
All right, 15 minutes will take us to approximately 10:40. Thank you. And then everybody will have to leave the courtroom. Ms. Elson can stay. Now going to move on over to Mr. Hamilton's case. So first person we're going to hear from is Mr. Simard. So sir, you said the offer of proof was the Trader Joe's, and that's what
Correct.
you're limited to, okay? Is Mr. Smart out there?
He's using the restroom.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Is Mr. Faubert out there?
Yes.
Okay, let's call him. Let's switch it up. So, Mr. Faubert will testify, and the offer of proof was your demeanor on August 2nd. So that's what you can ask him about. Okay. It's a popular place right now. All right. Okay. The next one is Miss Matute. Is she present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can bring her in. And the offer of proof with her was also demeanor on August 2nd, 2023. So that's what you can question her about.
Your Honor, I have all three present now.
Oh, let's go with Mr. Simard then. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Can you come forward to the jury box? Yeah, you can leave your things there. That's fine. And then just raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you may give in the matter now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please be seated in the witness stand. Please state your first and last name and spell each for the record.
Marc-Antoine Simard.
Can you spell it,
For the
please?
record.
Marc-Antoine. Last name Simard, Simard.
Good morning, Mr. Simard.
Good morning.
Both parties may ask you questions. If you don't understand a question, please let us know.
Yes, ma'am.
Please speak into the microphone.
Yes, ma'am.
There's water there if you need it. If you hear the word objection, don't answer the question so I can make a ruling on the objection. Okay? Thank you very much. You may proceed, Mr. Hamilton.
Mr. Simard, are you familiar with the incident that the chance encounter in approximately the end of 2022, where your wife and I met each other by chance?
Well, the question was, are you familiar with the incident?
Yes.
What do you know about that incident?
I know that you ran into each other in the parking lot. She commented that it was a bizarre interaction and she felt distressed about it.
Bizarre in what way, sir?
Just the comments that you made,
And the comments being what, sir?
that you're more beautiful than I imagined without the mask.
And when did she disclose this information to you, sir?
Immediately after that it happened.
Immediately after, meaning the same day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did you discuss in terms of mitigating factors to ensure the safety of your children and your wife?
Well, that's not relevant. So next question. His testimony is limited to the Trader Joe's incident.
Well, it is. I am talking about that.
No, not relevant. Next question.
Is it your testimony that you were not present at the scene?
I believe I was there that day. Yes.
No further questions.
Dr. Simard, do you have any questions for Mr. Simard? Sure. go
Had
ahead.
you, before the November Trader Joe's interaction, had you ever met Mr. Hamilton or seen him in person?
No,
So he wouldn't know what you look like?
I've never heard about him before. So,
Did you come in with me to the store that day?
I believe I followed you in afterwards.
Were you there when he was speaking to me?
No. I don't remember seeing him at all, nor would I know what he would look like at that point.
Okay, those are my questions.
Thank you. Mr. Hamilton, any further questions based on Dr. Hamilton's questions to Mr. Simard?
But just to confirm that, in general, the two of you had gone to Trader Joe's to do some shopping, let's say. You were both approximately there at the same time on the same day
Yes.
that this incident we're talking about.
Yes.
It's an affirmative?
He said yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions, Dr. Simard? For Mr. Simard?
Yeah, just to confirm, he was not there, or were you there when I was with a few of our sons.
Objection
Well,
relevant.
And
wait,
Mr.
hold on.
Ham-
Hold on. He already answered he was not.
Okay.
So, anything else?
Nope.
Mr. Hamilton?
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Martin.
You can return back to the galley. Thank you. Back to the gallery. Thank you. Okay, next person is Mr. Faubert. Deputy, if you can get Mr. Faubert, please. Thank you, sir. Mr. Faubert, please come forward to be sworn. And raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you may give in the matter now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please be seated in the witness stand. Please state your first and last name and spell each for the record.
Daniel Faubert, Daniel Faubert.
Good afternoon, Mr. Faubert.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you some brief pre-instruction. Please speak into the microphone so I can hear you and everybody else in the courtroom can hear you. There's water there if you need it. If you hear the word objection, don't answer so I can make a ruling on the objection. And lastly, if you don't understand a question, please speak up and let us know. Okay? Thank you. Mr. Hamilton, you may proceed.
Yes, Mr. Faubert. Were you an employee at the Conejo Medical Center?
Yes.
And at from when to when were you an employee there?
I started in 2004 and up until August of 2023.
And what was your reason for leaving?
Why is that
Relevance.
relevant, sir? The offer of proof was he saw
Okay.
your demeanor on August 2, 2023, so that's what he's here to testify about. So, next question.
Do you remember being present on August the 2nd when I came in for a follow-up visit at the Conejo Medical Center?
I remember being there and seeing you in the office, but I don't remember that specific day. No.
Were you charged with being the X-ray technician at Conejo Medical Center?
That was my position there, yes.
Okay. So, do you recall handing me any DVD or any other materials related to the X-ray?
Well, that's not relevant. What's relevant is what you said he was going to testify about your demeanor. So
Well-
that's what you can ask him.
I'm trying to establish the facts of the situation. Did you hand me?
I just said that was not relevant. So you can ask him about your demeanor.
It's relevant to when he handed.
I just told you it's not relevant. Thank you.
What was my demeanor that day, Mr. Faubert?
I don't recall.
So nothing stands out in your mind.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Faubert. No further questions.
Dr. Smart, any questions for Mr. Faubert?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Were you present in the exam room when we had conversations with Mr. Hamilton about his concerns with the office. Were you in the exam room discussing with us?
Well, hold on. Are you asking him whether he was there with you and Mr. Hamilton?
Yes. So
On that same day, August 2nd?
I don't remember if it was August 2nd, but in or around August 2nd, Mr. Hamilton came in.
Oh, okay.
And we had a discussion with him, myself and Jill Davies and Mr. Hamilton.
Okay,
And
that's
I'm-
fine. You can ask the question.
And I'm wanting to know if Daniel was in the room that day.
I honestly don't recall. And what year was this? 'Cause I don't.
In 2023. So from my recollection, Daniel was
Wait,
not
wait,
in-
wait. Not testimony.
Okay.
You can only ask him questions.
Okay, so another question is, at Conejo Medical, was it typical for female physicians to have a chaperone for genitourinary exams?
Well, now we're getting into the exam, which I'm not hearing about
Okay.
because it's not relevant. So,
Okay.
any other questions?
No.
Mr. Hamilton?
Yes. So about the August the 2nd, did either Jill Davies or Dr. Samard come and summon you that there was an emergency due to my conduct?
I don't recall, but I do remember that you were being. I mean, I don't recall, honestly.
Thank you.
Dr. Samard, any further questions?
No, thank you.
Mr. Faubert, you are excused.
Thank
Thank you for coming. Next witness will be Sheila Matute. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you may give in the matter now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Please be seated in the witness stand.
Yes, thank you. Can you tell us your name and spell it, please?
Sheila, Sheila, Matute, Matute.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to give you some pre-instruction before you testify.
Okay.
Firstly, speak into the microphone so we can hear you. There's water there if you need it.
Okay.
If you hear a question and you don't know what that question is, you don't understand it, please let us know.
Yeah.
And lastly, if you hear the word objection, don't talk, don't say anything, so I can make a ruling on the objection.
Okay.
Okay? Mr. Hamilton?
Yes. On August the 2nd, do you recall much about that day?
August the 2nd.
2023. Okay, do you recall an incident where Jill introduced the two of us together?
The date? I do not
Well,
recall.
not the exact date, but do you recall the incident?
Yes.
Okay. And so, in your own words, just please describe what happened. How did she come? How did she summon you? What happened?
She asked me to come into the room.
Who's she?
Jill
Thank you.
Jill Davies asked me to come into the room, and you were sitting in the room after she had been talking to you. You asked me if I remembered you. I said I did not remember you. And we discussed, you expressed some concerns, and I apologized to you about your concerns of an incident that you felt had happened, and that was it.
Okay. And did you feel threatened at all?
That day,
Yeah.
I did not feel threatened.
Okay. When you apologized to me, did you apologize for not being able to remember who had been in the exam room that day?
Well, that's not relevant. So
No, I
next-
understand, but what I'm trying to say is,
No, it's not relevant. So next question.
Your Honor, there's been since I filed the proof, I believe I may have encountered Ms. Matute in,
Well, sir, it's not time for you to testify. Just if you have questions for
Okay.
her, you can ask those questions, but it's limited to the demeanor as you indicated what your offer of proof was on August 2, 2023.
were you recently at the Thousand Oaks Mall with your husband, Ms. Matute, in the last few days?
Yes.
Okay. Did you happen to see me there at that? Did you come through the Nordstrom exit?
Yes.
Okay. And nothing, and you do not recall seeing me there that day?
I saw you there. Yes.
Okay. And what happened?
Nothing.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Samar?
Yes. Hi, Sheila. Were you present in the room when Jill and I had conversations with Mr. Hamilton around August with regards to his concerns? Were you in the room with us?
With you and Jill, I was not.
Okay. And do you remember at any point the office having to call the police or call family members due to concerns with Mr. Hamilton's
Yes.
behavior in the office?
Yes.
And who did we call, or who was called?
The
What
police.
date are we talking, Your Honor?
In or around August of 2023, when we were
Okay,
In around
that's
the-
fine.
the day-
In around August 2023. Thank you.
The police department had been called due to emails that had been sent, due to him hanging out at the office, continuous phone calls. I mean, there had been lots of.
Objection. Hanging out at the office, what date?
I do not know. exact
Overruled.
dates.
Next question.
I apologize.
are you and
You don't
Mr.
ask questions when you're objecting. You just say objection and tell me your basis.
Thank you.
Are you
Thank
and
you.
Mr. Hamilton friends outside of the office?
No, we are not.
Okay, and so you've never shared photographs. He doesn't know what your husband or your family looks like.
No.
Okay. Are you aware that he's submitted to the court multiple photographs of you and your husband in social outings as proof of, or as motions in his court documentation?
I was just made aware of this actually yesterday.
Those are all my questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hamilton, any further questions?
Ms. Matute, have you ever perused my social media, that is TikTok?
Relevance?
Not relevant. Thank you. I agree. Next question.
And on the day that Jill introduced us, that you recall, when you apologized to me, did I appear to accept that from you?
You did, yes.
Thank you.
Anything further? Dr. Smart?
Yeah, I was just going to ask Sheila, in our time working together at Conejo Medical Center, did we frequently call the police on patients?
Not on other patients. No, we have not.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Mr. Hamilton?
No further questions. Thank you, Sheila.
Okay. Thank you for coming in. Ms. Matute, you are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hamilton, that concludes your witnesses. You can testify if you wish to do so. Is that what you want to do?
Is that my opportunity to introduce evidence now?
Yes. You can introduce evidence and you can testify. How do you wish to proceed?
Well, I'm trying to. Are you excluding me from talking about the exam myself?
Yes. Now, what do you want to do? Are you going to testify?
Yes,
or are you
yes, I'm
getting
gonna
exhibits
testify.
together?
So, yeah.
Okay, so you need I'm talking. You need to move to the witness stand.
Well, that's not what happened with Dr.
Sir,
Samar.
don't argue with me. Dr. Samar testified for almost 4 days on the witness stand, not 4 full days.
I thought
but
it was
she testified from
cross-examination,
there.
Your Honor.
She testified from the witness stand, sir.
She
That's where you,
testified from here.
Sir, do not argue with me. If you want to testify, you go to the witness stand.
That is not how you did it for the petitioner, Your Honor.
And for the record, each and every witness has testified from the witness stand. So have a seat. Mr. Hamilton, I'm going to give you the same pre-instruction that everybody else has received. And there's water there if you need it, so help yourself at any time. Please speak directly into the microphone so we can hear you. If you're referring to any exhibits, please let us know so we can see what you're looking at or know what you're speaking of. If you hear the word objection, please don't answer so I can make a ruling on the objection. And if you get asked a question that you don't understand, please let us know. So, sir, what is it you would like the court to know?
The petitioner has violated criminal law by asserting that I harassed her concerning HIV.
Objection. This is speculation. Can I interrupt?
I'm going to just let him talk
Okay.
for a bit, but I note your objection, and it's overruled at this
So
time.
no talking.
No, I'm not saying
Okay.
you can't talk. You
Okay.
can lodge your objections. So I'm listening to the testimony, which is evidence, and I will make a ruling accordingly.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you can continue, sir. If you have an objection, you can state it. I'm not saying you can't. Okay.
I appear to be missing my.
Oh, if you need to get something from your counsel table, you can do so.
Okay. One moment, Your Honor. Sorry.
Sure.
Here we go.
Okay, are you ready now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can proceed.
Yes, Dr. Simard has, she has made false allegations that I used HIV, discussions of HIV, as some kind of battering ram to her. That is, I spoke to her specifically on July the 11th, 2023, in a very deliberate and carefully crafted email, which I would like to present now as it's listed in the it's listed in my July 1 filing as Exhibit 2, but if we're marking them now, so this is from the file, from the computer file that's filed, this would be Exhibit 2 in that.
Okay, just let me turn to that exhibit. Okay, I'm on Exhibit 2,
Okay.
and I will consider it, so you may return to speaking.
Okay. This document, which the petitioner has described as prior harassment, is a very well studied. It took me dozens and dozens of hours, not just to study what happened to me in the exam room, but medical and legal ethics.
Well, sir, as I told you, this is not relevant. So what is your next?
Well, it has to
thing you
do
want?
with whether or not the emails that are
Well, I'm
harassment.
considering the email. I'm not considering the exam. I'm not going to entertain testimony about the exam.
Okay. In this email, it discusses a concern of whether or not Dr. Simard was summoning me back to the office for various concerns when she had never called me back to the office about anything. I suffered medical PTSD from the molestation, and one of the concerns that I
Sir,
wrote...
I've literally said this I don't know how many times today. I am not going to entertain testimony about the exam or anything related to the exam because it is not relevant.
I understand,
What's
but
relevant are the allegations that are being lobbied against you, and I haven't heard you. You just started testifying. I understand that, but so please tailor your testimony.
Okay.
And if you want me to consider certain documents, please let me know.
Okay. So Dr. Simard has pointed to a police report saying first abnormal email, July 11th, 2023, in Deputy Bennett's police report. And she has said that HIV was a part of the, quote, prior harassment or previous harassment in page 2 of 16 of her petition. I submit to the court what is the email of July 11, 2023, in refuting petitioner's allegation that that amounts to harassment. I submit that in defense of petitioner's allegation of that.
Is that Exhibit 2 or different?
It's Exhibit 2 in the actual
Okay.
filing.
Okay, thank you.
It has a title card of 2. Are we keeping my numbers, Your Honor?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Just put Exhibit 2 in the response. Court considers Exhibit 2 in the response.
When I got word of the petitioner's petition on March the 21st, thereabouts, when I got word of the telephone notice by Jill Davies, I then wrote an email to Jill strongly recommending that Dr. Simard carefully consider advice of counsel before proceeding, not even knowing what Dr. Simard was going to allege in her filing. As Dr. Simard has done, she has violated pilot. As far as Exhibit 2, sorry, Your Honor. Oh. The petitioner has no evidence whatsoever that any discussions ever about HIV ever amounted to harassment. That email was sent while I was her patient. She did not send me a letter of discharge until August the 9th, which she sent by certified mail, signature required. So on July the 11th, 2023, I was her patient, and I submitted an email that was very cogent and took a long time to put together. Petitioner has now, I would like to present to the court some laws on disclosure of HIV.
Not relevant, denied. Next.
On August the 2nd, well, let me back up. Contemporaneous, sorry. On August the 2nd, when I came for the follow-up visit, I spoke calmly, like I am now. I was upset at what Dr. Simard had done. Nevertheless, I spoke quietly and calmly, hoping that I could get some answers that I believe I am entitled to know. One of the things I wanted to know was why she had done what she did. That is to touch me without consent. Dr. Simard responded, "That's what I do with all my other patients." To me, that was irrelevant, what she did with her other patients. She never gave me any advance notice.
Well, sir, again,
Okay,
I'm not
sorry.
going to hear about this exam.
Okay.
Okay?
When I showed up so on August the 2nd, I appeared at Dr. Simard's office 2 times within about 30 to 35 minutes. I appeared at the appointed time, and normally the process is that they take your weight and then take your blood pressure. And now I was so uncomfortable. Jill Davies, that is, saw that I was really not very receptive to that. So Jill Davies then asked if she could take my blood pressure. She said, "Oh, it's pretty high."
Sir, we're getting into information that's not relevant to the court.
So Jill Davies
So
showed me to the...
I would not continue
I'm
with this
talking,
particular event and talking about what people saw. You can't say what they saw. So
well, I was in the room with... In contrast to Jill Davies' testimony that I was angry, so I was in the room with Dr. Simard, who was apparently about 9 months pregnant, and Jill Davies, but they did not call in the only man in the office, Mr. Fobert. And they didn't do so because I was calm, contrary to what Jill Davies said. So, as Dr. Simard has been completely evasive in many of her questions and vague, she was making overtures that she was getting ready to dump me as her patient simply for trying to advocate for myself. So, being upset that I was, and not waiting for Dr. Simard to march in with some rejection notice, I left. And that is when I saw Mr. Fobert in the waiting area. And that's when Dr. Simard tried to maintain control of the situation and said, "Blackstone." But it was just too upsetting. So I left. I left calmly. And then I drove about 2 or 3 miles away and then realized that I did not have the prescription for the Prozac. So I drove back. I calmly entered, and there was Jill Davies speaking with another patient. And I waited calmly for Jill Davies to finish talking, despite being very upset. I waited for her to finish her conversation in the waiting area. Jill Davies then invited me into one of the exam rooms, where she then asked if seeing the other medical assistant would help soothe my feelings. And I answered yes. Oh, I beg your pardon. So on the first visit, when I was in the room with Dr. Simard and Jill Davies, and Dr. Simard would not tell me who was in the room or tell me Sheila's last name, it was Jill Davies who volunteered that name. This is in contrast to her saying that I was angry. So when I eventually, Jill Davies went and got Sheila Matute, and she introduced me, and then I knew 100% that that's who had been in the room that day. And Sheila Matute apologized to me, saying, I don't remember that day, which was...
All right. So, sir, again, we're
Yeah.
talking about the exam.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about...
hold on. And things related tangentially to the exam. So I've got to take a 10-minute recess to handle an ex parte. So everybody will have to leave the courtroom for 10 minutes. I'll start back up at 11:30, and we'll have you reseated in the witness stand. Okay, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. Everything's on the desk? Sure, we're back on the record. And then, Mr. Hamilton, I'm going to have you gather your things and go back to the council table to testify, because I will put on the record it appears to me that you're staring at Dr. Simard when you're testifying. So I'm going to move you back there to your council table, and that's where you can testify from. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're here on the ex parte, Deputy Mendoza will meet you in the hallway. Okay, and then, sir, you can gather your things and go back to your council table.
As fast as I can, Your Honor.
Sure, that's fine. I wasn't sure if you were doing that, but thank you.
Almost there.
And I'll give you a moment to get organized as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
Your Honor, I took the pen from there because I wasn't sure where mine was, but so.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, Your Honor, I believe I'm ready.
Sure. Go ahead, sir.
So, at any rate, as I was saying about the email of July the 11th, 2024, it was a very well-crafted email, and it took me a long time to put together. And I was so alarmed and upset over what had happened that I thought Dr. Simard was going to present me with some kind of doom and gloom prognosis or something. This was not harassment. I looked up various videos on YouTube having to do with how to give bad news to a patient. In other words, I had already been ambushed once before, and I was preparing myself for every eventuality. Was I going to die of AIDS? Was I going to die of cancer? What was Dr. Simard preparing to hit me over the head with next for August the 2nd? Dr. Simard has mischaracterized why I did not come in. I called them around the week of Juneteenth, 2023, asking who was the chaperone in the room. And Rebecca Pulido said we don't keep records of that. She said either Jill or Sheila. She then put Dr. Simard on the line. And Dr. Simard would not tell me who was in the room that day. And not only that, so Dr. Simard started being coy with me, saying, well, why don't we talk about it when you come in? And so now Dr. Simard was using her personality and charm to evade giving me a straight answer. And I said to Dr. Simard, if you don't tell me who was in the room that day, there's not going to be a follow-up exam. And then she says loud enough for the other people in her office to hear, so aggressive. And so that was the week of the June the 16th. And so when Dr. Simard started playing that card on me, that supposedly I was an aggressive male patient, I then took steps to ameliorate such a characterization. And that is when I spent hours and hours composing the email of July the 11th, 2023. It is very calm and professional, and it asked very simple information. It didn't even go into all of my feelings over what Dr. Simard had done. I got no response from Dr. Simard. And contrary to their assertion that they summoned suicide intervention, I never heard from anyone, and my mom never heard from anyone either. And so I also was because I was very, very leery of Dr. Simard. And one of the things that I did prior to coming back on August the 2nd was that I researched what is a valid reason for a doctor to discharge a person, to discharge a patient without it amounting to retaliation or something like that. And one of those would be if a person had an outstanding bill. So one of the things I did was I emailed Mackenzie and I said perhaps Dr. Simard would want to put off. I reminded them that my bill was overdue of over $300.
Objection relevance?
Sustained. So, sir, this is your defense against Dr. Simard's request for a restraining order. So, that's what you should address.
Dr. Simard has tried to characterize these communications as harassment. In any case, so
Objection.
let me just form a thought.
Overruled.
I purposely gave Dr. Simard a legitimate reason for discharging me as a patient, which was my overdue bill. And Dr. Simard had a legitimate reason that I handed to her office. And Mackenzie responded, no, make sure you come in. So I was delaying and delaying coming into the office. I gave Dr. Simard an excuse to discharge me for having an overdue bill, and yet still she wanted to see me for some reason. And part of the reason why I even came back was because my family and friends advised me that perhaps whatever Dr. Simard had was serious enough for me to come and find out. So I had that lot of anxiety about her secretiveness and whatever this thing could have been that she wanted to talk to me about.
Objection relevance? This is all speculation and personal opinion.
Is my personal
Well, part of it is sustained. The part that's relevant is that he sent the email. So, okay, you can go on, sir.
So, but it's relevant because Dr. Simard has tried to say that it's all my fault that I kept canceling. No, it was not. I was very sensitive to the idea that the majority of the people at the Conejo Medical Center were female and that I was male. And as a result, I took great pains to write an email to communicate my feelings, which was completely ignored and shrugged off by Dr. Samard.
Well, sir, this isn't a restraining order against Dr. Samard. It's a restraining order against you.
I understand, but she is
So,
trying to characterize
I'm
the
going to
fact.
give you some more time to talk, but the reality is we have lunch at noon. I have to stop at noon. I can't resume until 1:30 because that's when the court resumes at 1:30, as you're all aware. So you've got 10 minutes, and at 1:30 I'm going to give you some more time, and you may proceed right now.
So I showed up for this August the 2nd follow-up, and contrary to what Dr. Samard said about let's talk about it when you come in, she glossed right over it and said nothing. She also did not say anything about any alleged suicide intervention, and when I did bring it up to her towards the end of the encounter, she said, "Oh, well, you gave us a P.O. box, so they couldn't find you," which made no sense to me because my mother has a telephone number and a physical address that's listed. I also asked Dr. Samard why she hadn't advised me in advance about the exam. She said that
Objection, relevance, and we've discussed this all before.
Well, I'm going to sustain, and sir, it appears to me that you're trying to hang on to something that you want to discuss with me, and you want to present it evidence. But what I'm telling you is these things are not evidence. Well, they're evidence because you're speaking. So,
they're evidence.
but you have. I'm giving you time to present your defense. Defense. What I've heard you say so far is that you're admitting that you sent these emails. You admitted that you sent those pornographic images through the court.
Objection, no, I did not.
So who filed them?
I filed them in court.
Right.
But
and
I did not.
And you served her, correct?
To serve them.
Yes.
There's evidence.
Okay. So,
But not
yes, that's evidence.
only in the
That's
context.
one incident of alleged harassment. So I'm not hearing you.
That's not.
So
that's-
if you want to keep talking, that's fine. But we're going to resume at 1:30, and at 1:30 I'm going to let you know how much more time you have to present your defense. So proceed for the next 8 minutes or so. 10 minutes. It's 11:50.
Exhibits 1 through 30 are a part of my response, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's take a look.
Which
Do you want the court to consider exhibits 1 through 30?
Yes, I have filed with one of the motions I filed, the last motion I filed for OSC.
Okay, and here's what I'm going to say about the relevance objection. I'll consider it a standing objection, which means it's throughout the testimony, and I'll only consider what I'm presented with as relevant evidence. Okay? So you need not make a relevant objection again. Okay, thank you.
Earlier this week, I provided an authentication for these exhibits, Your Honor, with a noticed motion.
Well, so far exhibits 1 and 2 are not relevant.
That's the email that Dr. Samard says amounts to harassment. You're saying it's not relevant?
No, no, no. I'm miscounting the pages. Let me look at the pages here. Okay, I'm on Exhibit 1, I'm sorry. Exhibit 1 is titled, What to Do If You're Touched Inappropriately by a Doctor.
Correct.
Exhibit 1 is not relevant, so it's not being considered.
Correct.
Exhibit 2 is an email from Mr. Hamilton to Jill. It says, Hi, Jill.
Correct.
And then, sorry, it's multiple pages. Bear with me. So that contains information about chaperones and suicidal ideation. And that's relevant, so the court will consider that. Exhibit 3.
Exhibit 3 is
Wait, hold on. I'm putting those on the record. Is a letter from Mr. Hamilton to Dr. Simard. That's relevant. Exhibit 4 is a letter to Jill, addressed to Jill and Dr. Simard. That's relevant. Exhibit 6.
Exhibit 5 is the dismissal letter, Your Honor.
I must have skipped Exhibit 5. My apologies. No, I didn't. There's no exhibit. Well, there might be a 5, but it's not here between 4 and 6. So I may get to it.
Okay.
My next is Exhibit 6, and this is a letter. No, it's an authorization to release information and some medical chart information, insurance information. That would not be relevant. Exhibit 7. Is also medical information. That's not relevant. Exhibit 8 is also medical information, not relevant. Exhibit 9 is a lab result for blood tests. That's not relevant. Exhibit 10 is a chaperone policy from UCLA. That's not relevant. Exhibit 11 is paperwork. At the top it says, because Simard sexually abused the respondent, his trauma compels him to study this material to try to get over it. If Simard had not molested him, he would have gone down this road. Simard is silently turning the respondent into herself. And then it has pictures of some sort of
It's a male pelvic exam.
yes,
It's like
of how to do a male pelvic exam.
instructional video.
I will consider this. This would be relevant. And then the next page says a male patient is standing, doctor is seated, patient holds his own garment back, standard for hernia exam, done standing, no relationship between Prozac and inguinal hernia. So the part I'm going to consider as relevance is the statement, Simard is silently turning the respondent into herself. That's the only part that's relevant. The next page says male anatomy in inguinal, and I may be mispronouncing that, inguinal canal. Exam is affected by gravity. Male patients must stand for gravity to affect the intestine. No relationship between Prozac and inguinal hernia. Simard molested the respondent while he was lying down on the exam table. No consent to expose him. No consent to molest him. And then there's the next page of pelvic examination and some slideshows of doing a pelvic exam. Those are not relevant. So the only question on that, the only relevance on that exhibit was Simard is turning into the respondent or something of that nature. Exhibit 12 we already went through. Those are the pornographic photos. One titled, Does Simard Molest the Respondent for Group Sex Parties with Their Husband? All that is relevant. Exhibit 12 is the one titled, Does Simard Molest the Respondent for Group Sex Parties with Their Husband? That's relevant. Exhibit 13 is the one titled, Does Simard Molest the Respondent as part of grooming process? That's relevant. Next one is medical porn. Next one is pretty close to what Simard did on April 26, 2023. Exhibit 14 is artwork from Catwoman.
This goes to this free speech issue, Your Honor.
That's not relevant. Exhibit 15. Let me see this. I'm sorry, my this is not a stapler, but the clip is blocking what I can read on this exhibit, so I had to remove it. Sorry. Exhibit 15 is cruelness of the Van Sickle Court creates order banning the respondent from obtaining free support for sexual assault by petitioner. We're going to pause here. I'll return back to this. This is Exhibit 15. return back to this exhibit at 1:30. Have a good lunch, everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll give everybody a moment to get set up, and we'll go back on the record. Ready? Okay, looks like everybody is set up. So we'll go back on the record, and we are recording? We are recording. Okay, Mr. Hamilton, I believe we were on Exhibit 15. Exhibit 15 on the top says, cruelness of the Van Sickle Court creates order banning the respondent from obtaining free support for sexual assault by petitioner. And then it says, men thriving, male survivors of sexual abuse. That is not relevant. Exhibit 16 is a...
How is it not relevant to the gag order, Your Honor?
It's not relevant what the court did. So you're
No.
saying that Judge Van Sickle's court did something, and that's not relevant. So I'm on 16, which says quick confirm license verification for Sheila Matute
Correct.
as an APRN-CNMRN in California. That's not relevant. Exhibit 17 is a complaint packet from Robin Matson
The osteopathic board?
to Mr. Hamilton, and it's an OMBC complaint form. That is not relevant. Exhibit 18.
Your Honor, some of these, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
So some of the defense is whether or not my conduct served a legitimate purpose. Okay, so,
Okay. I saw that in one of your later exhibits, which we'll get to in a little bit.
but these are why these are there, because the petitioner,
Still not relevant.
it's not relevant to a person finding out what happened to them sexually by someone else?
I'm saying I'm going one by the exhibits and making a determination as to whether they're relevant. I have your defense in mind.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. I was on Exhibit 18. Exhibit 18 appears to be a screenshot of a phone, and it says Friday, April 12, 2024, a 3-hour phone call to HCA Ethics Intake.
Correct.
And then there's ensuing paperwork from a Thomas Cook, who's a former homicide detective. And it says Simard's conduct is, in quote, in parentheses, criminal. I don't know who that's attributed to or what, but that's not relevant. Exhibit 19 is a Wednesday, April 12, 2023. It says Simard's office schedule, that physical. It has, looks to me like a screenshot of a phone.
Yeah,
And-
that's why it was a 1-hour call to the RAIN sexual assault hotline.
But it says Dr. Tammy Simard on the top, and then it has a
Oh,
word
that's
of
19. I beg your pardon. Those are the voicemails of Dr. Simard and her staff contacting me, to summon me back for to schedule the physical of 426, so, and then also then the reminder phone call, well, after the exam of 426, then those are the 3 phone calls from her office staff, leaving voicemails for me to come back to her office.
Okay.
And one
So-
more of them is Jill Davies' response in response to July 12th, her response to the July 11, 2024 email, 2023 email. So that phone call, the witness testified she couldn't remember what she did, and that's
Okay,
all
well,
that I
you've
have.
already explained, so this is not relevant. And then the second page is May 2, 2023, Samard's office, and then it says go over that physical. And then Thursday, May 18, 2023, it says Samard's office, go over that physical. Same. I don't know if that's a duplication. but it was the
They're
same.
all individual.
And then it says Wednesday, April 12, 2023, Samard's office says Jill, suicide response. So not relevant. And then Exhibit 20 is Saturday, July 22, 2023, rain hotline phone call, 1 hour long, not relevant. Exhibit 21,
Is it relevant if they advise me to report to the police?
yes.
Then that's the reason why it's in there.
So this is your defense against the claims Dr. Samard made, not your claim against what you believe Dr. Samard did. Gag order, obstruction in pursuit of justice. Again, this is Exhibit 21. It just has a ChatGPT conversation, if you will, on the phone about obstruction in pursuit of justice on the gag order. This is not relevant. And it has a picture of the Lady of Justice and what is obstruction of justice. And then something about cops finally admit that lying to police is actually something. So that's not relevant.
A crime.
Exhibit 22 says Conejo Medical and Breast Care, and it's a bill, not relevant. Blue Shield of California, addressed to Mr. Hamilton. It looks like a claim summary at a glance, not relevant. Exhibit 23, Conejo, this is dated April 26, 2023, from Conejo Medical and Breast Care. And I'm sorry, the last exhibit, when I said it was the Blue Shield of California claim, that was dated for a claim received 1/28/23, and then the Conejo Medical and Breast Care was dated January 11, 2023. I'm now on Exhibit 23, which is Conejo Medical and Breast Care, April 26, 2023, with the bill. That's not relevant. And then Blue Shield of California, another itemization of a claim received from May 9, 2023, which is not relevant. And then April 24, Exhibit 24 looks like some information on Dr. Samard, indicating she's a board-certified family medical physician, listing her educational background. That's really not relevant. Exhibit 25 is Ventura County Behavioral Health, certification of records, declaration of custodian of records.
No record.
This just says there's a thorough search carried out by the VCBH, Ventura County Behavioral Health, and the facility does not have records.
It proves that Dr. Samar did not call the suicide intervention.
All right, that's not relevant. Exhibit 26 is Thousand Oaks, a phone call to the Thousand Oaks Police Department.
That was
That's not relevant. Exhibit 27 is sexual assault in the brain, freezing responses. That's not relevant. Sexual assault of the brain, there's a video. Looks like a
Is it not relevant when
PowerPoint. No, it's not relevant.
the allegations are are relevant to the allegations that the petitioner made?
Looks like a PowerPoint, so I'm still going through it. Okay, this is not relevant. Exhibit 28 is a definition of CCP 527.6. This goes to Mr. Hamilton's claim. So it says, as set forth in section 527.6, the alleged harassment or credible threat of violence must not serve a legitimate purpose. Therefore, if the conduct being complained of is conduct that does actually serve a legitimate purpose, then it is not harassment or credible threat of violence pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure 527.6, and then it delineates somebody who was convicted and sentenced to 20 years and lifetime probation, and a PowerPoint of that, and some phone calls, which then contains the reference Samard tried the same tactic when the respondent wanted to know who was in the exam room with her. The law is certainly relevant, but I don't think that exhibit's relevant. Exhibit 29 is a video. It says male, genitourinary, rectum, and prostate. And then there's written writing that says standing, patient in control of the gown, not the doctor. Patient in control of the gown, not the doctor. Doctor is seated. Inguinal hernia are affected by gravity. Male patient is standing, not lying on exam table. If the hernia is reducible, patient can push it back while lying. Not relevant. The next one is a picture of anatomical drawing of or anatomical video screenshot of an exam, and it says inguinal hernia is affected by gravity. Male patient is standing, not lying on exam table. If the hernia is reducible, patient can push it back while lying. Not
Objection
relevant.
to relevance, Your Honor.
Oh, your objection's noted. Exhibit 30 is a page that is titled 2017 Crime in the United States. That's not relevant. Okay, so I went through all your exhibits. What else do you want me to know? And let me just say this. I'm going to have sealed this entire response. It contains pornographic images that are too numerous for me to put on the record depicting what each and every thumbnail picture depicts, but also it has your medical records, and I don't think the public should be able to access those things. So I'm going to seal the response confidential, not to be open until further order of the court or by the appellate court. Okay, what else do you want me to know, sir?
So I subpoenaed a number of records from the Sheriff's Department, and I'm understanding that can now be unsealed and entered and have you consider it entered into the record.
Do we have sealed records? Okay, I'm handed an envelope. I have not opened this before. That envelope is from the Sheriff's Office, and let's see what's in it. Can you open this one? Is this the only envelope? Okay. Thank you. And this is no, there's two envelopes within the envelope within the envelope, so I'll have to have you open those. Thank you.
Is there no video footage, Your Honor?
I have no idea what it is. What were you subpoenaing?
I was subpoenaing all the body cam footage. So there's
Body cam footage of what?
okay, on September, when I went to go report Dr. Samard for sexual battery on September the 18th, 2023, there was a deputy, Kristen Betka, B-E-T-K-A. And
So you're saying you subpoenaed body cam footage from you reporting a crime that was allegedly done by Dr. Samard?
correct.
Okay, well, that's not relevant. So I will not look at it, and I'm sorry, you're going to have to put all this back.
Okay, so the defense, Your Honor, is that Deputy Betka did not follow the POST guidelines.
Sir, that's not relevant. So what else do you want me to know?
The next day, September the 19th, I filed another police report.
Not relevant, sir. What else do you want me to know in your defense of what Dr. Samard is attributing to you?
It is relevant from the standpoint, okay, so on September the 18th, I asked for a supervisor, and
From who and where?
from Deputy Becca, because she was not following
Still
POs.
not relevant. What
And-
else do you want me to? Sir,
and then
anything about your reporting?
Sergeant
Sir, I'm
Wilkinson-
talking. Anything about the exam or anything about you reporting a crime is not relevant.
Sergeant Wilkinson told
I
me,
literally just told you that's not relevant.
but he told me to contact them.
So, sir, if you keep on with this, I'm going to be done. So, what else?
I'm trying to answer the question of why it's relevant.
It's not
Sergeant,
relevant.
what-
I didn't
Sergeant-
ask you why it was relevant. I said it's not relevant. I'm making the rulings. So I'm telling you that the exam is not relevant. I am telling you that reporting it a crime is not relevant.
Do I not have rights under Marcy's law, Your Honor?
Sir, I'm not here to determine whether or not there was a crime, whether or not there was a molestation, whether or not you reported a crime, whether or not the police decided to do anything as a result of you reporting a crime. I'm not here to determine whether a crime occurred.
Okay, well, Sergeant Wilkinson told me to contact them.
Okay, again, nothing that you said to the police or nothing the police told you or nothing the police did or didn't do is not relevant towards the question I have to answer today.
Well, okay, so I'm going to answer the question that's answer the question what's in the file. Sergeant, September 19th, I tried to report again. Deputy Milton Mendoza admitted.
Okay.
I beg
sir,
your pardon. I beg your pardon. I beg your
I
pardon.
don't know.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling you these things are not relevant. So you can move on to something else.
A few days after the report to Deputy Mendoza, I ran into Deputy Mendoza at the Starbucks at 401 North Moore Park Road because he had gaslighted me about the week before.
Sir, nothing of this is relevant towards what Dr. Samard is accusing you of doing.
It has to do with the police not keeping me informed about their investigation, Your Honor.
They don't need to keep you. Sir,
Under Marcy's law, Your Honor.
well, sir, that has nothing to do with this case. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes, and if you keep harping on things that are not relevant, I'm going to be done.
Subsequent to within the context of this case, I didn't know that my criminal complaint had been closed prematurely. Because of this case, I ended up investigating it and found that my case was there and had been improperly closed. May I finish? I'm going to get to it fast. Okay. So if I had known, if I had been better informed, I would have responded a lot differently. Furthermore, as a mitigating factor, I finally got counseling from free counseling for victims of sexual assault through Coalition for Family Harmony. And I got 10 free sessions and I completed that. I also, since
Okay,
this
so,
case...
so none of that is relevant. So, we're done. I'm going to grant the restraining order. Dr. Simard, I need from you your former work address and a list, which means names, first name, last name, of all the employees there that were there at the time. I need your new employment and the address and a list of all the employees there. Names, first names and last names. Okay. We're going to give you a piece of paper. So we're going recess for, let's say, 10 minutes. And then we'll go from there. Okay?
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
I received some paperwork from Mr. Hamilton that has some court dates for October and November, and I'm not sure if those are ones.
Those are not court dates for this particular case. There's no future court dates in this case. So if that's some other case, I don't have anything to do with that.
Okay, because
Okay.
I'm listed as the petitioner, so I was confused by these.
Let me check with Madam Clerk. I don't think we have future court dates in this case, do we? Oh, we do?
We filed a motion of reconsideration for my amended minutes that they had needed. And that is set for
Motion for reconsideration of minutes. Oh,
27th.
sir, what is that motion?
So a motion for judicial clarification?
Oh,
And there's another one, some other motions
For
set
November.
for November 3rd. There's two other
what's the one for September 3rd?
for November 3rd?
Oh, November 3rd.
I don't know, it just says.
What minutes do you need? We'll get to that. I'm going to see if I can handle those today.
Okay.
So 10 minutes, please do the list and we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Either one, but just. What?
All right, we are back on the record. Essentially, I'm going to grant the restraining order. In so doing, I'm going to find that there was a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at Dr. Simard and the other employees at her former employee that seriously alarmed, annoyed, and harassed her and served no legitimate purpose, and that conduct that was done would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress and actually caused Dr. Simard substantial emotional distress pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure 527.6, subsection B, subsection 3. So this civil harassment restraining order is going to protect Dr. Simard and the following people: Seema Yaftal, Robert Gassi.
Your Honor, can I make a quick request about mentioning my new employee's name?
I would have to, because he has to know who to stay away from, unless you don't want me to include that person.
I don't want her
Don't
to be
include her.
included, please. Just the new employee
That's
under my
the
new.
one with the first name starting with an M?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. I think I left off on Robert Gassi, Nulafar Guir, Danielle Faubert, Sheila Matute, Rebecca Pulido, Mackenzie Ammer, and then I'll get to the addresses to stay away from in just a moment, along with Dr. Simard. This order is valid until September 10, 2030, so it's valid for a period of 5 years. Sir, you must not do any of the following things to Dr. Simard or any of the people I just mentioned: harass, intimidate, molest, attack, strike, stalk, threaten, assault, hit, abuse, destroy personal property of, or disturb the peace of any of them. You may not contact them either directly or indirectly, or in any way, including but not limited to in person, by phone, by writing, by public or private mail, by inter-office mail, by email, by text message, by fax, or other electronic means, or take any action to obtain their personal addresses or location. And you may also not, I included this in other, post anything on social media, YouTube or other entity, post anything about any of the protected parties. You must stay away at least 100 yards away from each one of them, their homes, job or workplace, school of any kids of any of them, the place of childcare for any of the kids and the vehicles, and also 3180 Willow Lane, number 200 and number 212, Westlake Village, and 309 South Moore Park Road in Thousand Oaks.
Your Honor.
I looked through the database that includes firearms. I did look you up. You do have some firearms,
No,
so
Your
you
Honor.
may not have those firearms.
No, Your Honor. I
Okay.
don't.
So the CLETS indicated you did, so I'm going to refer this to the DA's office, and they may verify that you do or do not, or they're going to verify whether you do or do not. And so I'm letting you know that you cannot have any firearms, firearm devices such as receivers and frames, or any ammunition or any body armor. Okay, so let me
Your
get
Honor.
this signed. Can you fill this out? I don't know the. Oh, I think she did. Oh, so ma'am, I need you to fill out this bottom portion here. Okay, this is that. I'll get that. Here, take this one so that you can get separated.
Do you want me to list other protected parties?
No, I have the list. I'm going to reference it on this page. Thank you, sir. So I'm going to need 2 copies of this one. Okay, so the order's filled out. I want to advance the judicial clarification hearing until today. Sir, what minute order did you need clarified?
I'm looking for a written explanation for a Court of Appeals, Your Honor. So, and I'm objecting to it being advanced to today.
All right, so that request is denied. The written ruling is denied, not timely. And then I am going to advance it to today for judicial economy. So what did you need, what minute order did you need clarified?
Well, why is it that my filings are entered real time and the courts are backdated?
So my question to you is, what do you need clarified on a minute order? Can you tell me which minute order?
No, that's the question. That's the question.
Okay, well then I'll take that hearing off calendar. And then that leaves 4 or 5 other motions. What are those?
In his contempt, I believe.
Can you print those out for me?
Judge,
You're
may I
right.
ask
You're
a
right.
question?
Yes.
Was that for the 10/27 date that was moved forward to today?
Yes,
So we don't have to be here 10/27.
correct.
And you're right, I have some housekeeping.
Hang on, I want to get to the 4 hearings that we have. So the order's filled out. When we're done, Dr. Smart will give you the order and we'll have you go downstairs and file it. Okay.
I'm gonna presume they're all the same. I didn't realize that.
How many?
32 pages.
I guess well, I don't have any, just a certified.
But they all have the same caption. Here's the first one.
Okay, let me see.
I'm gonna presume all of them are like that.
Okay, so what I've been handed is a notice of criminal contempt against Mark Samard. Notice for November 3rd. It is basically a complaint against the proceedings. So I'm going to advance that to today and dismiss it in the interest of justice. Okay, here's the other one.
Can I ask a question? This one that you just dismissed for Mark Samard, in the body of the document itself, it
It
refers
references Jill Davies.
Jill Davies?
Yes,
So, but this is still
it's still
Mark
dismissed.
Samard's?
Yes. All right, and the next one is a notice and declaration of criminal contempt. Well, and also Mr. Smart is not a party. Likewise, Mr. Beeman is not a party. So this is me see what this reference is. This is also dismissed in the interest of justice.
That's Mr. Beeman's?
Yes.
Thank you.
The next one is Ms. Davies, who is also not a party, so this is dismissed in the interest of justice. Did it finish? How many are there? Who's the next one on? What? Just print the first couple pages. Mm-hmm. All right, so all of these filings contain the same things, which are essentially complaints from the exam and complaints about the whole judicial process. The next one is a contempt against Dr. Simard. That's likewise dismissed for essentially lack of legal basis and judicial interest of justice. Anything else? Okay, so that takes care of all the other future court dates. The proceedings here are finished, and
Oh,
Dr.
Your Honor.
Samard,
Your Honor.
you can, we're going to provide you with the order, and then you can go file it.
Your Honor, I have an open case that's already been filed against the petitioner. I mean, I
This,
have a,
this takes care of anything filed in this case, in the civil harassment case.
well, you said that I'm not to contact any of the, I have sued all of those people and I have yet to serve
Well,
them.
I don't have anything to do with that case. I'm talking about the civil harassment case.
So if I
So
serve them with
I'm
those,
also going to make a finding that there's been litigation abuse in this case as well by the findings with the porn and the mention of Dr. Samard. So with that said, we are concluded. And sir, if you have a question about how your things get filed, about the time and the real time, you can ask processing about that. I don't know the answer to your question. Dr. Samard, do you have a question?
May I ask one question and make two requests? Did we, or did the court determine if there was any violation of the temporary restraining order?
No, I did not. Thank you.
And then my request would be with the repetitive and harassing court filings, the escalatory behavior of harassment, would you consider sanctions or filing approval for future?
I can't grant sanctions now. There was a section where it said if you had been requesting costs, and the answer was no because that was not filled out, so that would be denied.
I thought my lawyer requested costs earlier in, but it wasn't filled out.
I didn't receive any paperwork. Do you have a request for costs? And
I know
Mr.
he did
Beeman
verbally,
filed?
but I don't know if there was any papers.
yeah,
that he
I don't
filed.
recall seeing it, but that doesn't mean there's not.
Mr. Beeman testified that he did not charge.
Mr. Beeman did not testify. He was not a party, and he was never sworn in.
Well, he said he didn't charge anything. He objected to me asserting that he was charging something, and then he said, "Well, that's an assumption." So he never filed anything, Your Honor.
No, I don't have that such request. So those requests are denied. Okay, thank you.
Your Honor. Your Honor. So if I serve,
Sir, I can't give you legal advice. So
you're going to
you
put me
can
in jail
talk
if
to
I
a lawyer,
serve them.
you can
with-
go to self-help, you can go to the legal clinic. I made my orders, and you need to abide by the orders, and I cannot give you any legal advice. Thank you.